Welcome to Encounter, where we celebrate putting faith into action and community leaders who live out compassion, grace, and love. We're a program of the Broome County Council of Churches that addresses food insecurity through CHOW and the Greater Good Grocery, provides hospital and jail ministry, builds wheelchair ramps, and assists neighbors with transportation and shopping services through Faith in Action volunteers. We invite you to the conversation. Encounter your neighbors as we learn to walk together in love and kindness.
Good morning and welcome to Encounter. Happy New Year, everyone. I hope you all have your New Year's resolutions and your goals for the new year all set. To be able to help some of us when we're looking at what we want to do in this new year, if one of your goals is to be healthier or to be involved in community with other people your age, or to find places for your children to be more active. One of the organizations in our area is the Southern Tier Community Center. Southern Tier Community Center was formed about 5 years ago, and they're celebrating their fifth birthday this year. And so as a result of that, I wanted to have Nicole Post, who is the Nikki Post of the Southern Tier Community Center, on, as well as Eric Kimble. Eric is a program director for the Southern Tier Community Center. Welcome to Encounter.
Thank you.
And Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Do you have any goals that you've set for yourself for 2026 yet?
Well, I enjoy being outside and fitness and everything, so I have signed up for a half marathon. So
oh, wow.
That'll be
that'll
be interesting.
Where are you going to be doing that at?
That'll be up in Syracuse.
Oh, wow.
So,
half marathon.
Yes,
so 13,
that'll be in March.
13 miles?
13.1.
13.1 miles.
Yeah.
Anybody that has that much in patience, persistence, and endurance, I have a lot of respect for. That sounds like a lot of miles.
Yes, it
to
is.
be running. And Eric, how about you?
So I think for this year, for me, it's really going to be about like returning to what I refer to those like uphill habits that I've formed before. I think that's for a lot of people. That New Year's resolution is just that reminder of, okay, I know what to do well, and I've done it well before, and it's just getting back to consistently doing those things. So the advantage of being at the Southern Tier Community Center is that we have an array of fitness equipment and fitness classes, and remind myself not to get too busy so that maybe I can be a participant every once in a while. Yeah. I'd like to be able to do a little bit more of that this year.
That's one of the challenges, right? Just carving that space out in order to do your running or to do your, and to be able to have a little bit of freedom just to let the busyness be where it needs to be, and then giving yourself time to focus on yourself, right?
Of course, yes. I think that's with everyone, the life just, gets away with us sometimes. And so we've got to carve out that time and figure out when is actually a good time for me to take care of myself and, kind of put that busyness aside for a little bit and carve out some time to get healthy, get fit, meditate, whatever it is that you do,
So this is the fifth year that the Southern Tier Community Center has been open. And Nikki, you've been there since it started.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the journey that you've been on as an organization and where you're at now.
Sure. So the Children's Home bought the building in May of 2020. And so ever since then, it's just been a whirlwind.
Where is it located again?
Sure. The Southern Tier Community Center is located right next to UE High School, right off of Main Street. We say behind the Dunkin' Donuts. For those that do know the UE and know the stadium down there, we say it's right next to the pit. It's right where you go down to the pit parking. So that's where we are located, or some reference it as the Old Boys and Girls Club. So which brings a lot of nostalgia for people as
Yeah, I'm
well.
sure.
But yes, we've been renovating and painting and cleaning and just doing a whole flurry of activity, hiring, getting new programs. And so ever since we started, most people don't know is that the Southern Tier Community Center is a division of the Children's Home.
Children's Home of
Yes.
the Wyoming Conference.
Yep,
Right.
yep. So, and it's great. We saw this as an extension of our mission and our vision. You know, we want to collaborate with our community. We want to bring hope to youth, families, adults. We say we service everybody from 0 to 100, you know, the whole entire lifespan. And so it really is that. When you are at the community center, you are welcome here, and there is something for you. You know, you will fit right in, no matter what your ability is.
So Eric, as a program director, you kind of have a feel for what some of those particular programs are. You want to let our listeners and viewers know a little bit about what's going on at the
Sure.
level?
So as Nikki said, you know, the range of membership that we have, you know, from infants all the way up to, I believe our oldest member is 97 years old. So having to service.
That's a big range.
Yes,
Right?
yes it is. So
It's
when
pretty
we're
much the bookends.
Yes, that's exactly
one
right.
end all the way to the other.
Right,
So
right.
it's when you're thinking about how do you implement program and activity to service that, it can be daunting at times. But focusing on that community piece and looking at what are those needs. So a lot of our, you know, infants and our early childhood, you know, they're serviced through our school-age childcare program, as well as having access to swimming lessons. Shara Benninger, our aquatics director, she does amazing work with her instructors. You know, we have fitness classes that we're offering Tai Chi, senior yoga, chair yoga, Zumba classes. All of these classes, specifically the ones that we have set up for our senior group, they're designed to increase mobility, stretching, you know, strengthening their body, all of those things that, you know, the doctors are asking them to do.
Right, right.
But we've also spent a lot of time looking at what do our teens, what do our teens in our community really need, you know, and it's access to a safe place for them to recreate, but also get mentorship, guidance, and support because they are navigating a lot of different challenges,
right.
food disparities. So our after-school program, we've partnered with Dottie's Kitchen, a local soup kitchen, who helps provide meals, hot meals. You know, you get that home-cooked feel there with Dottie's Kitchen. And our kids can come there after school and have a hot meal, be able to recreate in a safe place. One of the other exciting things that we've worked with OCFS, Office of Children and Family Services, we got a grant this past year to help us really put in some good team programming after school. We can staff it. So with that program, kids are going to have access to going to colleges, going to trade schools, tutoring, mentorship, all those things we've been dreaming about for the last couple of years, but now we've found the funding to do it. So it's a constant draw of going, okay, what does the membership need? How do Nikki and I deliver that? Sometimes finding funding to go do that.
Right.
It's not always right there,
Yes.
but we have a pretty good team doing that and helping us do that. So.
We sure do. And one thing I would like to say about the teen program is that we were doing this right off the bat. So we've been doing a teen program since the beginning. And so we started off with teen night, and right in the midst of COVID, you know, kids are coming in wearing masks and things like that.
Right.
But right from the beginning, parents would tell us, thank you so much, like my child has somewhere to go, you know, that is safe and that's fun and that they can have a good time and talk with their peers. We enjoy seeing the teens sitting, and when we collaborated with Dottie's Kitchen and the meals that they get a hot meal, as Eric said, and we love seeing them sit at the tables and they're talking and they're laughing and we sit and we talk with them. It's like a whole family style kind of thing.
Right.
We just know we enjoy meeting that need of the food insecurities, and the kids really enjoy the food too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And sometimes, especially youth, they have trouble even vocalizing that they have that need, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will notice that. We try and pick up on certain cues. If they say they're hungry, and where's food, or what are we going to have to eat today? And it's now become normal, right?
Right,
and
right.
so now they come to the community center. Mr. Eric, what's for dinner? Put their bag down just like they're at home. And
Right.
They know we have one refrigerator that's in
Yes.
our kitchen area, that anytime there's food
Yeah.
in there,
Right.
they can go in there anytime and they can make a plate and they can heat it up for themselves. So that's the known fact, and
Yeah.
they're always looking for it. So
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Youth are at that really interesting age, right, where they know that they're not kids anymore, but
Yeah.
they're not adults.
Right.
And they want to look like they're adults, but
Yep.
they're really not.
Exactly.
And so you have to kind of almost pry it out of them
Yeah.
sometimes in order to get them to that point, right?
Yep.
So as far as like a lot of the programming seems fairly age specific. So you have stuff for infants. Do you work with families too?
Oh, yeah.
To a certain degree, like what's available for a family?
For sure.
Yeah.
So we do offer a family membership that families can come and they can participate in open gym. We've got a game room. We've got an art room. We also do community events.
Right.
Most of our community events are free. There are some that you do have to pay for, but we try and keep those costs at a minimum, very low. We collaborated one time with the planetarium with Copernic.
Oh, yeah, Copernic.
Yeah, Copernic. And that was so much fun. Families were able to come
Oh, yeah.
and go into the observatory. It was a travel observatory, and they got to sit in there, and it was pretty amazing. So we do have things for families. We've got the swim lessons, as Eric mentioned, and we also have different things for kids. We've got our youth sports programming, so families will come to that too, and watch their kids recreate with other kids and take part in youth sports. So yeah, it's really a lot of fun.
So if a person wanted to get more information on the Southern Tier Community Center, how would they go about doing that?
Sure. They can go to our website, which is www.thestcc.org, or they can check us out on our social media pages, our Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We also have a YouTube page as well. And those social media pages, they get updated very often and very regularly. So we have the program schedule on there, we've got the aquatic schedule on there, and any community events that are coming up. So so we've got all different kinds of things going on.
And Eric, you and I, before the show, had been talking about your membership structure. So you want to go through that with folks, like how much does it cost to belong to the Southern Tier Community Center?
For our seniors, starting in the new year, we're going to have a flat rate of $35 per person for an individual senior. Adults are $40 a month for individual membership, and $63 a month for family. And we obviously have yearly prices as well with that. So when we're structuring this, Nikki and I always are trying to make sure that we're looking at, what are the other organizations and gyms charging in the area? So how do we keep this affordable in the community so that they can be in the community of their choice?
And Nikki, you are a nonprofit, right?
Yes.
So this seems to be, like, accessibility is important to you,
yes.
right?
Yes, it definitely is, and as Eric stated, making sure that we stay competitive, but also knowing that we're a business too.
Right, right.
You know, we've got to be able to meet that bottom line as well. So we do look for grants and donors and things like that to help us out. And then there are other programs that are within the community center that are very cost effective for us. And so we tend to run those on a regular basis. For instance, our facility use. So we rent out our facilities, and that really helps the community center as well. You know, we do birthday parties, and we do all different kinds
Boy,
of
do
things.
we.
Yes, we
It's
do.
enough where Nikki and I have actually had to hire an event
Yeah.
planner
Yeah.
because we can't sustain without somebody
Yeah.
really this
Well,
being
yeah,
Yep.
I mean, you're talking, you know, when you have clowns and bubble and like houses and all that rest of that kind of stuff that
Yeah.
comes along with a birthday party, it's makes it really rough. Right?
Yep.
So
What I like to tell people too is that, you know, even though, you know, we try to discount, you know, the prices as much as we can to keep it sustainable for us, we also still deliver a premium product.
Right.
You know,
Sure
with
do.
some time and investment last year, November, a year from this month, actually today, we sought funding. We worked with Advantage Sports and Fitness out of Ithaca, and we put a brand new cardio room in
Yeah.
with premium brands, you know, Precor, Peloton, all the brands
Oh,
that
wow.
got very popular during,
Yeah.
you know, COVID, so that you can come there and you still have very, very nice equipment to work on, and we maintain it. So when you're coming in, it's reliable. We have all those swim classes. So even though it's a discounted price, you're still getting a great product and a great experience there.
My guests today are Nicole Post, from who is the director of the Southern Tier Community Center, and Eric Kimble, who is the program director for the Southern Tier Community Center, and today's guests on Encounter. So let's shift gears a little bit and start talking about the future. So
Okay.
you've come 5 years in, and you've got a state-of-the-art facility. You've got programming for infants through seniors. You got the bookends kind of matched there. What are some of the things that you're trying to work on right now?
So some of the things that we are trying to work on is we had received an award through the Endicott DRI, which is the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. And we had won that award, so we were ecstatic about that. And now we are finally getting able to break ground on that. And so it's the roof, it's the windows,
Right.
it's a lot that's going to be happening. So those renovations, but those renovations, you know, aren't just because we want to, but it's because we're looking towards the future. As you mentioned, we want to put in a fitness gym and revitalize the two small gyms that are on the second floor. I think the one was a handball court, one was a racquetball court, and Eric can talk to you more about the sensory gym that we plan on putting in. We're always trying to think ahead of the curve. So what's next? You
Right,
know,
right.
And I appreciate Eric because he runs just as fast as I do, you know, and so we look for things and we go after things, or we'll be at a conference and we'll hear something, or I'll hear something and I'll text him and I'll say, hey, what about this? Can we do this? Is this something that's possible? And
Right,
you know,
right.
I know I can hear him be like, oh my goodness, here's something.
Another text from Nikki.
Okay, well, we'll see what we can do with
Right,
this.
we'll see what we can
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
But I'll let him talk about the sensory gym because that's pretty exciting. That's one way of us looking out towards the future and future programming
Right,
too
right.
for sustainability for the community center.
Yeah, so when we were exploring this project and looking at, you know, again, the bookends and also looking at all, you know, the outliers sometimes, and you know, how we could serve, you know, some youth in our community in a different way. As we know, a lot of our school districts, you know, they're starting to implement these small spaces for kids with high and low sensory needs. A lot of these children, but not all of them, fall on the autism spectrum, and having spaces to be able to decompress, de-stress, feel safe, quiet, and to be able to reduce that stimuli is really important for them,
Right,
not
yeah.
only academically, but socially, emotionally, and well. So
Yeah.
we're going to put a space in that's probably 5 to 10 times the size of these spaces, because we have the luxury of having an old racquetball court that really needs to be repurposed. So that's going to be part of this Endicott DRI project, is building a space that we can put something in. Now, it's going to take some time for us to furnish it. We're going to have to continue to support, you need the support of the community to get additional funding for that. But this will be a space and a service that's going to be provided in our community that, to my knowledge, there isn't anything really like it, at least at that size in the southern tiers. So
Now, you've visited other sensory gyms
Oh, yeah.
in the
Yes.
in the area.
Yeah.
How will yours, like, what goes into a sensory gym? Like for somebody who's, I don't know what goes into a sensory gym.
Okay.
What goes into it? Like, what are some of the materials that are inside of it?
Sure. So I'll premise I'm not an expert by any means. I would say I'm more of a novice. But Nikki and I were able to go out to Cortland State, and we were able to look at their sensory gym that they have built in there. The way they're designed are for like high and low sensory spaces. So you have a space that's kind of calming. There's often a lot of tactical items. The lighting is low. It's a space where somebody can sit. They can, hold items. Sometimes there's temperature control areas.
Because temperature matters.
Yes, it
Yes.
does. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Obviously.
Lighting too.
And lighting too, yes. I
Yep.
mean, so for somebody who's on the autism spectrum, some of the folks really do have these major sensory issues, right?
Yes. Yes.
And so this is geared toward them. But then on the other end, there are people that probably want more light or other kinds of things like that.
Yeah.
And so what happens, what would be in there?
So there's going to be a space where we kind of call it like a crash pit type thing, and there's going to be a small like rock climbing wall, and there's
Oh, yeah.
like swings, and there's things that will help like wrap you up and make you feel secure like that. There can be things they can jump off on safely. All of these things that go into this design, we're consulting. We've worked with students and professors at Binghamton University to give us some feedback and some different ideas. We will continue to do that as the design unfolds so that we can best serve both. One of the things that I'm most excited about, because I saw this at Cortland State, was the lighting system, is that you can actually control it as the light does during the day. So
Oh, wow.
Sunrise to sunset, and it can mimic that. So we're going to try to put something in very similar.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So it's so what's going on at the Southern Tier Community Center is really geared toward the needs of the community itself,
Yes.
right? And so
Yes.
so this being one of the ways that you can reach out to people with autism, right?
For sure. For sure. And also reaching out to families too.
Right.
You know, how nice would it be to have a fun, safe place that they can do that in, and that's right in their community. They don't have to travel and go somewhere and get that space.
In a family membership for, what was it, $63?
$63.
$63. That's unheard of.
Yep.
Really, I mean, when you think
Yep.
about it, I mean, there are other gyms where it's hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
this is a crown, I think, and a jewel for our area. And the fact that you're a nonprofit too is really kind of a neat thing, a way of interacting with that. So all of this costs money, right?
Yes.
So you're writing grants, you're selling memberships, you're doing other kinds of things. Like, if somebody wanted to give to the Southern Tier Community Center, how did they do that?
Sure. So they can either stop by and ask for either Eric and I, or if they want to have a tour or something like that, they can do that. They can give us a call. Our number is 607 444-3354, and they can request to speak to us that way, or they can go on the website and they can go to www.thestcc.org/donate, and so they can, or /donate, they can go to that page, and they can click the donate button and they can donate that way. If they have something specific that they want to donate to, it would be best that they talk to Eric or I, and then we can get them in the right direction for that.
So if somebody wanted to donate, for instance, to the sensory gym,
Yes.
they could do that, right?
Yep,
Yes.
yep, they sure can. We have an excellent finance team that helps us keep everything organized, and all the funding that comes in, if whatever that goes to, it is earmarked for, that's where it goes to. So we're very specific about that.
And even if you wanted to donate toward children so that they don't go hungry,
Yes.
you could do that as well,
yeah,
right?
Yep. So we have a youth and teen line and things like that, and so we're able to add money to that. If they want to donate to teen memberships, which people have done before, or just memberships in general to help people out, we are able to do that as well.
And so if a person wanted to donate toward a membership for an underprivileged person, they could do that.
Yep.
That's what you're.
Yep.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
So as far as like this next year, 2026,
Sure.
as we make our way through it,
Yeah.
what is your hope for the people that are your members? what are some of the things that you're really wanting to have as an outcome in their life?
Right. So our hope for our members is that, and the community at large, is that we are a place where they can meet all of those social aspects of their life, including, wellness and that education. And they see us as a place where they get that peer-to-peer interaction. They can dialogue with anybody and everybody and meet people from all different walks of life, all shapes, sizes, and colors and languages. We hear different languages spoken at the community center as well, which is so nice for us to hear. It's cool to see people come together in a place and just have fun, because life can be a lot.
Yeah, it can
It can be stressful, but when you come to the community center, we want you to have fun. We want you to get well. We want you to do wellness, do some recreation. And
I've joked with Nikki. I said that I think we're going to start to shift to a wellness center at community center prices.
Right.
And that's,
I
we've talked
like
a
that.
lot about that just over the next year, really focusing on that piece, the socialization, the wellness piece of it, introducing classes that will support all aspects of what our membership is looking for. I know one of the things that I'm going to be really targeting over the next year is looking at our working folks from 20 to 60
Right.
and looking at how do I bring them in, those families, and do more of those things so that we can have them at the center as well.
Well, I want to thank both of you, Nikki and Eric, for being on Encounter today and for highlighting all the good work that the Southern Tier Community Center does. This has been a pleasure. It's been great to talk to you about this.
Thank
Great talking with
you.
you.
And for all of you, our listeners and our viewers, I hope that you would find a moment in this new year where you can be generous and kind to each other, and as well as work on your life. Find something that you want to do and go do it. Have a great day. And for 14 seconds, we have to look like we like each other. That kind of thing.